Hello, beautiful Cassy.
Hi,
So
Jill.
I am here with the beautiful Cassy Summers, and we are talking about tools to create your life.
Yeah.
A greater life. A great life.
A great life. A great life.
So we're really excited to get together and talk about all of the amazing tools that Access Consciousness has and what the foundation class really is, because I think there's a lot of questions or wonder around what is the foundation class in regards to Access Consciousness. And really, it is a beautiful set of tools to create the life of your dreams. So, what can you tell us about it, Cassy?
Thank you. Well, first, I'm just super excited to be here with you. You're such a bright light, Jill. You're so fun to be around. I love it. I love you. And everyone joining us, we do have comments on. So if you have questions, you can always pop them in. We'd love to engage with you. But I guess I would say that before I took my first foundation class, I would say my life was kind of like a bit of a living nightmare. Yeah, there were a lot of things that did not work. I felt dragged down. I felt like I was in constant struggle. Hi, Karen. Happy Friday to you. I don't know if you can see the comments, Jill, but
no. But hey, everybody.
And so when I got my first, when you take the foundation class, you actually get a manual. You get and we're getting a new one created for us right now. But I remember looking through this being like, oh my God, as if you're trying to put together some complex furniture, but you never got an instruction manual. And you're like, where's this supposed to go? I can't even, I know what my life's supposed to look like, but I can't seem to get the legs to do this and Leah's here.
Yay, Mama.
So it felt like these tools to really create your life as a living dream. And that's what I did. I got a bazillion tools and I was like, okay, now how do I use this in my life to actually create something greater?
Wow. And so can you share with us what happened to your life that was kind of clunky and not functioning from the greatest place after your first foundation? Because I'm sure there's been many now.
There's been a lot of foundations. Yeah. Well, I'm at my first foundation and I've got a 3-month-old baby. So I'm breastfeeding while flipping through the manual.
Love it.
Yeah. And so I had a lot of body stuff going on. I had chronic back pain. I had just always tired. Of course, new mama. What do you expect? I also had a toddler, and I had so that stuff started to shift right away. I noticed my body just started to feel better, and I couldn't cognitively figure out why. But I was using the tools. I was talking to my body now for the first time ever. I was starting to feel a sense of connection with my body, and I always felt like I was out here. And then I was just kind of trying to push my body to do things like a little puppet. Yes, go there, body. And then my relationships I was in so many different types of abusive relationships. And that was probably one of the biggest things that foundation helped me change and gave me the tools to create really kind, wonderful, dynamic relationships now. Whereas before it was oh, you abused me, we should be friends.
Yeah.
Do you want to get married? You're really mean.
Yeah, I might have done that as well. So yeah, I get that. Wow, that just gives me goosebumps because it is that's so incredible. That's so incredible. What an awareness to have of how much abuse was really around you. And I think when people are becoming aware of that, it's it can be a bit shocking.
Yeah. Yep.
But how great to have these amazing tools to create a whole new world of relationships around you.
Exactly. And thank you for bringing up that shocking thing because, it could be really shocking, confronting, but I was so grateful that I had tools to go beyond it. It wasn't just about oh my God, Because that happened. It was like, oh my God. But then it wasn't just stuck there sitting there, like feeling more lost. It was more like, oh my God, okay, wow, cool. I have all these tools. Let's go beyond this now. Karen says me too. She experienced that. Yeah.
So great. That's so amazing. Because it immediately, as you're coming to the awareness of these things, you also are immediately given, exactly like you said, the tools to be like, well, this is what else is possible. This is kind of how to get there. Here's the ABCD of what to do with all the parts. And then bam, it's like magic can start to show up in your world. So you don't get stuck, where I find maybe in other situations you become aware of it, but where are the tools and how do you, what do you do with it then?
Yeah.
So how
I think that's when you're like, I wish I could just be ignorant, because ignorance is like bliss. You know, yes. I wish I didn't know.
Yeah. I wish I didn't know what I know.
Yeah, that's how it used to be. Like, oh my God, do I really want to know? And now I'm like, oh, more. I want to know more, because now I know I have me now.
Yeah.
So wow. Like, I literally know I can face anything. I can overcome anything. I can outcreate anything. And it doesn't even have to be a fight. Whereas before, I felt like I didn't even have me in my corner.
Wow.
You know?
And I wonder how many people feel like that. I know I sure have.
Yeah.
It's like, where are you in the equation of everything? Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
What was yours like? I want to hear a bit of your story.
So I took bar. It was actually funny because I had a demand with my money reality. And I was like, that is it. I remember checking my account one morning and I was like, what is even happening? And I just said, no more. And then what's really funny is just preceding that demand, which I didn't realize I was making a new demand, I within minutes remembered our dear friend Carolyn had added me to a group you created on Facebook. And I saw it and I was like, yeah, whatever. I totally ignored it for a few days or a few weeks. And then I thought, oh yeah, wait, there was something about wealth. Maybe I should go look at that. And I did. And then I started watching your videos in this group and I was like, whoa, what is this? This is cool. This is all about creating money. And it was exactly what I was asking for. And so in that video, you said, get your bars run. And Carolyn had run my bars once. So I asked her to run them long distance, which then I learned, no, that's not possible. We'll find you someone in Calgary. So I got my bars run. And then everything started to shift. I was watching your videos, participating in the group, and I didn't know what foundation was, but everybody was encouraging me to choose it. Like, okay, you took bars, so when are you taking foundation? And I was like, I loved Access and I couldn't get enough of it, but I didn't even know what foundation was. And so my friend Alan, who taught me my first bars class, was like, yeah, just, it changes everything in your life. You know, just, okay, whatever. All I knew is the energy felt delicious. And so finally it lined up. I knew I was taking it with you. And then it was just the timing lined up perfectly. And then I was so excited. But when I showed up in that living room, I literally had no idea what was about to happen to my world. And all I can say is it was probably 1,000 times greater than anything I could have perceived or imagined at the time. Like, had I tried to figure out what it was, I had been, but then I was like, okay, I'm just doing this because this just seems amazing. And I learned to follow the energy, but I really didn't know what I was signing up for. And every hour of that class was just more incredible and more juicy and like, oh my God, made my head exploded open so many times. And it was really probably different than anything I've ever taken to date. And I've taken a lot of different classes, a lot of different modalities, and it completely changed everything in my world. So,
wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, now I'm so passionate about encouraging other people, if they're desiring a change in their life, to choose it, because what you're going to get out of it is going to be personal to you. So Cassy, can you explain what, you have such a beautiful explanation of what is, what does foundation do for you, for your life, living.
Yeah, yeah. I also took it not knowing really what I was doing. But what I would say is we all have a foundation of living. Like you could look at it as like your reality, right? The way you function. So you could take the elements of your life. So what is like think of the foundation like the foundation of a building. It's that solid place to stand on. So like what type of relationships do you have? Well, for me, I had those abusive relationships. So my foundation in relationship was always drawing in people that wanted to take advantage or use me or abuse me, right?
Yeah.
So when you have a foundation like that solid concrete, you dig it into the ground and then you pour the concrete, right? And then you try and change the house up here.
Yeah.
And you can do some tweaks and some changes, but the foundation is still the same.
Yeah.
The foundation is still the same. So my relationship foundation, my money foundation was poverty. Because I grew up poor and money was a struggle. Yeah, all that stuff. So here I am like trying to make these little changes up here. And some things would change and then we'd go back. And some things, because my foundation was laid.
Yes.
My body foundation. Yeah, my body foundation. Abuse it, use it, just like I was letting people do with me. Right? Yeah. Force it, push it. So I would like, oh, okay, I'm going to start a new routine and I'll treat my body better. And that would last maybe a month. And then, but what's my foundation? It always goes back to your foundation because that's what you laid it with. So you could, if your foundation is rotting, you could dress at the house all you want.
Yeah.
It's rotting. It doesn't matter, right?
So true.
Yeah. So in the foundation class, we go through a lot of these different topics: relationship, money, body, and different ways of looking at it, and as we do that, we're literally opening up, we're desolidifying that concrete.
Wow.
And we're going, okay, so do you actually still want to abuse your body? No. So we got to clear out that foundation. Okay. Do you want these types of relationships anymore? No. Okay. We got to clear out that foundation. We got to clear out the money stuff. We got to clear out that poverty that's literally rotting the wood of your house.
Yeah.
So part of the foundation is this total breaking down of this concrete. And you get to decide, which is so cool. Like, how much do you want to destroy? Like, maybe you're like, bring in the machines, all of it gone. We're starting from scratch. And I've seen people do that. Like, they literally are like, wow. And other people are like, you know what? I want to take a few layers off, or I want to clear out this one part. And I just want to kind of do this at a slow pace that works for me. You actually can have it any way that you want it. It's amazing. So we clear out that foundation. And then the next part of foundation is we create a beautiful platform together. So rather than a solid concrete foundation, because if you think about it, your foundation was created when you were like 2, right?
Yeah.
Like 3. Yeah. It's already started getting created. So do you want the same things like now that you wanted when you were 2?
No.
Me neither. No. I don't. So I don't really need that in my foundation. I thought a prince was going to come on a shiny horse. That's what they told me. And they were going to come save me. Like, I had long hair. I was Rapunzel in the tower. Where is my prince?
Yes. Well, I think that was the general programming most of us grew up with.
But I don't want to be, that's not appealing to me anymore. So I need that out of my foundation. Yes. So now we create a platform, and the beauty of a platform is that if you think of like a place like Venice, right?
Yeah.
It's built on the water. It's built on platforms that can move with the water and shift so that the buildings don't crack. So the platform will move and grow as you move and grow, because even today, who you are is different than who you will be tomorrow.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
I love that.
To start creating this amazing foundation that will just grow with you and expand with you in any way that you want.
That's so delicious. And what a supportive feeling to know that you can create something that's going to stay with you and not actually hinder you in your future creations. Because even what I was choosing a year or 2 years ago is different than what I'm choosing now. So we're always evolving and creating and changing. So, and I wonder how many, what you said is so cool. It's like, I wonder how many, it's like, are we even aware of what that foundation, like you said, that we've laid in stone is creating in our world that we have no awareness of? But it's like, this is just how it is. Well, this is just how it is. Like that stuck energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that saying, it is what it is? If you heard people say that, it always drives me crazy. But I'll be like, just be quiet, Cassy. It is what it is. I'm like, no, it's not. It is what you make it.
Yes. But then that does bring up, I know for some people, it brings up, well, whatever. There's just nothing I can do to change that right now. But like, what if there actually was? What if it was as easy as a choice? Which can seem out there for some people who just haven't, I say, exercise the muscle of it yet, because it's like a new muscle that we have to like work with and be like, hey, you exist and we're going to build you up. And then the more that we do it, it's just like working out. You start to see how it works, and then it becomes an easier thing to be like, oh wait, I have choice here. I can choose something different.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Well, foundation, I know, changed my whole world, and I cannot wait for the upcoming foundation class that we're hosting in July in beautiful Kelowna.
Yeah. And Kelowna's really like right now, it's touristy, like yummy. In the summer, it's so yummy here. Like it's so, yeah.
Kelowna is one of the hottest destinations in the summer, and it's that town comes alive. Yes. And the location that you chose is brilliant because it's just amongst it's the hottest spot of Kelowna, I think.
Yeah.
It's got everything available. So it's so exciting. But
yeah, it's so vibrant. And go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say, like, in regards to like people choosing to go to foundation. Like I know one of the things that comes up for a lot of people is, well, the money, Cassy. I just don't have the money for that. So I'm sure you've experienced this in your time being a certified facilitator. So what would you? Yeah, that was me too. I was like, what the hell? I'm not spending that kind of money. Like, because at the time I also had no idea of the value, right, of what I was about to, like, to me, I had no real awareness. I was like, what is this thing? And my immediate point of view was, that's a lot of money. So what do you say when this comes up?
Yeah. So, I mean, one thing to look at is, what is it costing you to continue to live your life this way? Like really, but actually look at that, right? So if I have a rotted foundation and I keep doing house renovations, what is that costing me?
I have goosebumps on the inside of my body. I'm just like, that is probably one of the greatest questions I've ever heard in my life. Wow.
Yeah. And I know it was costing me, I was super depressed. It was costing me happiness. It was costing me a greater connection with my kids. I was already really connected, but I was doing it from a lens of, from the foundation of being really depressed. I didn't want them to have a depressed mama. And it was costing me like having all these really unkind, abusive relationships that was part of my foundation. That was costing me my self-care, my self-love. It was costing me so much. So if I looked at, okay, investment, right? So you want to, if you're going to invest in anything, you're looking at, what am I going to get out of it, right? Like what's going to be the benefit, and what's the cost of not investing in this? Yeah. So if you had a business and you're like, I have a broken laptop, it barely works, some of the keys are popped off and only work half the time, right? But but like getting a $2,000 laptop, I just don't want to put my money into that. So you work with it, and you can do that. And that's what I did. Mm-hmm. My foundation was my clunky broken laptop. I can't even have laptop. But so how much time is it costing you? Yeah. How much frustration is it costing you? That's your mental health. That's your emotional health. Okay. It costs you in some way, whether it's money, like actual cash, or it's your emotional, mental, physical health. So it is costing you in some way. And you got to look at what, so if I invested in this 3.5-day class, okay, what will my life be like in a year from now, and get a sense of, is it more easy? Do I have a sense of physical health, emotional health?
Yeah.
Do I feel like, am I attracting in more money now? Because that poverty foundation started to break for me.
Wow.
So I started to bring in more money. So it was costing me to not go to foundation. If I look at my financial reality now, oh my God, and then my financial reality 10 years ago,
how different is it?
That girl was looking at I need to find a man to try and provide for me, because I can't provide for myself and I suck, and I'll just struggle for the rest of my life at minimum wage jobs. And now I'm in this space of wealth and abundance and an awareness that I can actually generate money, more money than I ever thought I could.
Yeah.
And every foundation class I've gone to has amplified everything. Like my platform. So some of you listeners may have already taken a foundation class. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you want to level up? Because that's what's happened to me. Every foundation, I level up. Even now, 10 years later. And my first 2 years, I was a foundation junkie. I took like 6 foundations in 1 year. I just started to I just was like, more. And even though I'd taken like an ESB class, I had taken a COP class, these are more advanced. I'd already gone there. I still was taking foundation classes because I wanted to level up. I was like, okay, this is so good. But I'm having more. I'm here to have more. I'm here to create more. I'm here to actually enjoy my life. And every time after a foundation class, I was like, what was the cost benefit? I was happier. I had more ease with my body. I had more money coming in. I had more clients all of a sudden. And I couldn't even really explain all of it. I just took Global Foundation, and my business freaking went on a rocket ship the last week. Yeah, because it leveled up.
Yeah. Well, and I think when you've experienced that, it's like, it is hard to like put down into like actual words sometimes, because it's just this complete energetic shift. Everything changes. Your perception of everything changes. Everything in your world, like how people treat you is like, it's just everything. Your experience in the world, where was maybe once upon a time, like, so I was big on creating, like just being judgmental and like, oh, of course that stupid clerk wouldn't help me because she's just an idiot, things like that was like and these are the things, and I've really discovered with Access, it's the little stuff. Like we think it's the big stuff, and it can be, right? Like it can be money, relationships, these big things that have a massive effect, but it's also the little things. And it's like, oh my God, when you experience the world differently and how kind and generative and incredible that can be, it's like, whoa, was I missing the pleasure of daily living? It's like, what did we think we were like? Are we living our lives for like a 1-week holiday per year? And it's like, when every day can be that enjoyable. What if your life was so amazing? You didn't crave a break from it.
Yes!
You could create amazing experiences throughout the year, but you don't feel like you need to run away from what it is. And I definitely can feel like I am ready. I am due for another foundation.
It's time to level up, Jill.
Yeah, right? So no, that's so incredible, because what it can create in your world is hard to like put into like sometimes words, right? There are no words for how different your life can be if you choose to do this.
Yeah. And some people are coming, like they actually have something really specific. They're like, I really want to work on my money, and I want to break this foundation and create a new platform. And that's awesome. We can go in and really look at that. Other people, it's their relationship, it's their body. And you could have like, well, I don't really have anything wrong, but I'm ready to like shift up. I'm ready to have more. I'm ready to have a bigger life. And every foundation I've facilitated, I don't even know how many, I should probably count one day, but like lots. Like I think 1 year I was in the top ranking of CFs in Canada. Like So, but every single foundation will have a unique energy to it.
Yeah.
And it gets created part of just the consciousness in the world at the time, but also the people that choose it. And they add their energy to it, and they add so their asks and their dreams and everything that they're looking for. And this particular foundation, and you and I have talked about this, it has that thriving living, like that, like really thriving, vibrant energy, just like the vibrancy of Kelowna downtown, you know, in the summer. That really like fire it up, level up, rise up, let's go. And that's what I'm sensing about this particular foundation.
Yes.
So if that's something that any part of you is going, I would love that, then what would be possible for you to get there and be there with us? Jill will be there. And like she said, we have this beautiful hotel downtown. There's windows we can see, but they can't see us, but we can see like the vibrancy of the city. There's live music. There's so many delicious restaurants and the lake's right there. It's really
the
amazing.
lake is like a 5-minute walk, and you can just sit in the glory. My favorite is the evening downtown Kelowna, so I'm like, well, I'm just gonna have to probably stay right down there, and because it's just so contributive. And I know from taking foundation before, which was so incredible, I know how much change you go through in the day, and sometimes you just need that like, wow. And to be able to soak that in the evening there with the beautiful patios, the sunset, and just having the lake right there, the beautiful parks to go sit in with nature and be in communion with the earth would be just majestic. So I actually think it's just like the most incredible location and a destination. It kind of makes it more fun.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I'm so excited. And I just wonder, like, what is possible? And I know a lot of people are looking for this. It's just like, do they know it is this, you know? Because I hear that demand in a lot of people's worlds in the last, like, especially few weeks, last few months. Mm-hmm. But I feel like people more than ever now are looking for a way. And it's like, I know there's other self-development things I've taken over the years, and it's like it works, and it's great, and it's a contribution in a way. And then after a few weeks or a month, it's like, it never created long-term for me. It just never seemed to, where access is just this continuing energy that continues to unfold and support you in changing. And the foundation unraveled things that I don't think anything else ever even could get close to. So that's why I'm so grateful for the change. So I think you explained it just beautifully of how these things are creating in our lives. And it's like, maybe we're done with the renovations on the rotting foundation. Yeah. Maybe it's time to call in the excavation company.
Yeah.
And dig that shit up. Yeah.
Yeah. And create that. It is possible. No matter what your situation is, it truly is possible to love every area of your life. Not just like, oh, I have a pretty good life because these things are good, but like every area of your life could be a living dream.
Wow. Just you saying that, I kind of laugh because it's like, I know, you know, we tend to be like, well, this is good and this is good and this is good, so that's good enough. How dare I ask for more? How dare? There are people starving. It's like, but what if you could? And what if it's really fun and way easier than you thought?
And what if you being willing to ask for more is the thing that's going to change the starvation in the planet, not asking for less?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Goosebumps. Wow. Oh, this is so great. Well, thank you so much, Cassy.
Thank you
for coming on and talking about this amazing class upcoming. There's still lots of time until, lots, and I guess we're like 3 months away, really.
Yeah.
Can't come fast enough for me, but it's so exciting. And we just, I wanted to be able to like share with the people what this class really is. And hopefully you got a sense of the energy of what it can be what can be created from it. And there is no wrong ask in coming to the class. That's what I think is so amazing. You can have really nothing on your plate that you know you want to change or you think you want to change, and you will still receive so much beauty from this class.
Yeah.
And you can want to change everything and it will also contribute amazingly. So I think that's why it's so phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too.
Awesome.
Yay!
Awesome. All right. Well, do you have anything else? Any final
level
thoughts?
up.
Oh.
Foundation class never disappoints. Yes, 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 exactly. And there's stuff beyond even your mind that will change. You'll just feel different usually too. I guess my only other thing would just be, if you're on the fence, like, you can reach out to me or Jill. If you're like, oh, there's something here, but like, I need more information, or I just needed someone to talk to me. Because sometimes you can feel almost overwhelmed by the leap that you're about to jump into.
Yeah.
And just having someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had that. I think I didn't know it at the time, but I think when foundation was up for me and I was like, oh God. And it was this feeling of like almost overwhelming and excited at the same time. But I didn't know that that was the class that was about to completely flip my life over in the greatest way. But it's exciting and terrifying at the same time, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're here. If you're there.
Yeah.
And we're happy to get on and just chat and just, see, what are you asking to create in this next year? Like, it's your life. You are spending, like, the cost thing, like, you're spending your days, right? You're spending your time, you're spending your life. And would you like it to be different? Yeah. And what can we contribute? So thank you, Jill. You're amazing. I can't wait
to Cassy. Oh, well, have a great Friday.
You too.
Okay.
And we'll say goodbye to everyone. Bye, everyone.